All right, I have a feeling this will be a fairly short lesson. Most seem to understand reflections fairly well. One thing that we need to know is which axis is which. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. And just to clarify, this is 6.6 reflections in your book. All right, first things that we need to know. We just need to get some details in here. Your original image. Your original image is just going to be the image with no extra little dash marks or things next to it. This is your original one, PQR or PRQ or however you want to look at it. This is your original. Your image, the reflected one, is the part down here on the bottom in the green. Notice it has these little marks here. These little marks, we call them prime. So this would be P prime, R prime, Q prime. Where they go all depends on where they are in relation to the line of reflection. In this case, this is, in my mind, super easy because all I have to do is count. 1, 2 away from the line of axis or the line of reflection. So then I just have to go down 1, 2. This is 1 spot away from that line, so I go down 1 spot away from that line. Can you guess how many spots the original P is away? Let's hope it's 4. So if I slide this up and I count it out, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 4 spots away. So the original image is that without the little hash marks or the little tick marks, and the image is the one down here with the primes. So this is the second, that's your original. Let's look at some problems here then. So first I have this problem, and I have the original image, which is in blue, and then it's reflected over an axis. Notice that it is the same amount of distance away from this line, and its prime is the same amount on the other side. That's going to give me a hint, because I don't go this way to get to B. I go that way. So it gives me a hint that I'm crossing this axis, which in this case is the y-axis. So I reflected over the y-axis. What I want you to look at here is that if this original point is negative 2, 3, based on the picture, I can tell that its image is 2, 3. And you're going to notice that for all the points as it goes around, and it's not incredibly important at this point in time to know exactly what's going on in y, but you'll begin to see a pattern of what's happening. The only interesting part in this problem is C. C is going to be the exact same. And the reason for that is that it lies on the line of reflection. I'm reflecting it over this line, and it's on that line, therefore it's being reflected right back to that line. Let's try a sample problem here where we have to graph. I have to graph the points 1, negative 1. Remember, this is the x and this is the y. So I have to go over 1 and down 1. So here's F. The next I have to go over 5, down 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 3. Down 3 would be right here. There is G. And last but not least, 2, negative 4 would be H. So I go over 2, 1, 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's H. I'm going to draw my lines connecting my points. And here's my triangle. Now it wants me to reflect it over the x-axis. So first I need to know which one is the x. Remember, think of a xylophone, the toy that you grew up playing with, or maybe didn't grow up, but at least know what one is. It's kind of like the bells. They're horizontal. They lay out. You take your mallets. They make beautiful music if you know what you're doing. This is my x-axis this way. So if I want to flip over that line, I need to go here to up here. If this F is 1 away, then I need to put my image 1 away. F prime. Here's my H. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So my image is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Here is H prime. And G is 1, 2, 3 away. So G prime is 1, 2, 3 away. G prime. I have to connect these points. Now it should look like I just took a spatula and flipped this right over up here, and I got basically the exact same thing, just on the other side. So the other side can cook, let's say, if it was a pancake. And then I could find these coordinates. This coordinate here would be 1, 1. This coordinate is 2, 4, 5, 3. And this coordinate would be 2, 4. Again, if I put them over here to compare them, I'd have 2, 4, 5, 3, and 1, 1. And you may begin to see the pattern of what's happening. It's not going to limit you from completing your homework assignment if you don't see that pattern. Might make it a little bit easier. But there's a relationship between flipping it over an axis and what happens to the points. Again, not critical. Same example here, except I'm just flipping it over the other axis. And that was it for reflections. It really was not that difficult of a lesson. It's just time consuming. It's time consuming to plug it in, to graph it on the paper, and to take the time and figure out what those coordinates are. I am not too concerned again about you knowing the pattern of what's happening here. However, it does just make it quicker for if you needed. I hope this was helpful for you and that you have a good evening.